Introduction. The electrotechnical industry is constantly striving to improve the health and safety awareness of everyone who works within the industry. The affiliation of the Electrotechnical Certification Scheme to the Constructive Skills Certification Scheme requires anyone obtaining or renewing an ECS identification card to demonstrate an acceptable standard of health and safety knowledge. The ECS Health and Safety Assessment has been introduced as the method of assessing the health and safety knowledge of people working in the electrotechnical industry. Passing the assessment would demonstrate that you have a satisfactory level of health and safety knowledge. This booklet should be used as a tool to help you prepare for the assessment. The booklet contains all the questions that can be used to make up your assessment, together with the correct answer and, where applicable, a brief explanation of the answer. The order of answers shown in the booklet may not be the same as the order used when preparing individual assessments. Read through the booklet and attempt some of the questions from each topic, so that you can improve your knowledge before attending the assessment. Remember, there are no trick questions, and we are not trying to trip you up. The ECS Health and Safety Assessment contains a number of multiple choice questions. Each question will require you to pick one correct answer from a choice of 4. If you are employed by one of the many companies that have become license assessment centers, you will take the assessment on a personal computer. If your assessment is provided by the Electrical Contractors Association, or you undertake an assessment in Scotland, it will be paper-based. Please ensure you take some form of identification with you. A current or expired ECS card, passport, new style driving license, etc. You will also need to know your national insurance number. An invigilator will explain how to undertake the assessment, and you will be given a chance to take a practice test before you start. The invigilator will be on hand during the assessment to provide help and guidance with a computer program, but will not offer any assistance with answering the questions. At the end of the assessment, the computer program will let you know if you have passed. You'll be able to see which questions you got wrong, so that you can study the subject area before attempting the assessment again. The assessment will be made up of questions covering 5 topics. The number of questions that will be used from each topic are: General Health and Safety, 14; Manual Handling Operations Regulations, 7; Reporting of Injuries, etc., 7; Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations, 5; General Electrical Safety, 7. Listed below are the areas of knowledge that will be assessed. 1. General Health and Safety. You should have a basic understanding of how the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, regulations and approved codes of practice affect you, employers' responsibilities under the Health and Safety at Work Act, your responsibilities to yourself and to others under the Health and Safety at Work Act, how other health and safety regulations affect you and your work, e.g., control of substances hazardous to health and asbestos, how health and safety law is enforced, the powers of health and safety executive inspectors. Manual Handling Operations Regulations 1992. You should have the basic understanding of what manual handling operations mean in the context of an employee and what employers must do to protect employees from injury. The types of injury you could suffer from carrying out manual handling tasks. The parts of your body most likely to be affected by manual handling injuries. How to decide whether a manual handling activity is safe. What must be taken into account when making a manual handling risk assessment. 3. Reporting of injuries, etc. You should have the basic understanding of the need to report injuries, accidents, certain diseases, and dangerous occurrences to the health and safety executive. Why you must report accidents to your employer. The need to record in the accident book all accidents that cause any injury whatsoever. What reportable injuries, dangerous occurrences, and reportable diseases are. 4. The Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992. You should have the basic understanding of when PPE should be worn, why your employer must provide you with PPE, why you must use the PPE provided by the employer, why you must take care of PPE supplied for your use, why you must report lost or damaged PPE to your immediate superior, the possible effects of not wearing PPE, the limitations of PPE. 5. General electrical safety. You should have an understanding of how to plan your work so that you are not put at risk, what precautions to take so that you and others are not put at risk of electrocution, how to avoid injury from overhead cables, how to avoid injury from buried cables, how to recognize danger areas into which you should not go, the maximum safe voltage for use on site, how to reduce the voltage to a safe level.